Hey YouTube, I'm Gishan, and in this video we are going to create this beautiful travel agency website template in React using style components. So let me give you a demo of it. So this is our navbar. When we hover over this items, it changes colors, and whenever we click on this, it will scroll to that section. So this is the navbar. Now this is the hero section. Then we have this trip planner here. We can change the destination, the dates, and the range. Then we have this services. This also has this hover animation here. Then we have the top destinations section. We have an beautiful image overlay here. Then we have offer section. Then we have destination section. This is the testimonials section. This is the download app section. And at the end we have the footer, and this also has this hover animation. This is scroll to top. Whenever we click on this, it will scroll to the top of the page. Now this template is also responsive. Let me show you the responsive mode. So this is the mobile version. So we have the responsive navbar here. Then the trip planner changes its layout according to the responsive mode. So yeah, that's it. So without wasting any further time, let's create this beautiful template. And before proceeding further, please make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. So now let's set up our React app. I will open a terminal in VS Code and I'll write yarn create Vite. Yes, we'll be using the Vite for creating a React application, not the create React app. So we'll name this as travel agency. We'll select the React template, the simple vanilla React template. And yeah, that's done. Now let's head over to travel agency and install the packages. Let's open this, open the source. We don't need the favicon, we don't need the svg, and we don't need the app.css. Delete these files. Let's install other dependencies. I'll write yarn add style components, and we also need React icons for icons throughout the project. Yeah, that's done. Now let's remove all of this content from app.jsx and write rfc, hit save. Let's start the application by yarn dev. Make sure it is yarn dev on Vite, not yarn start. Okay, it's been opened, and yeah, it's successfully set up. Now let's head over to index.css, and here we'll write some styles first. So what we are gonna write is, we first don't need this code, remove it. Margin would be 0 and 5 rem to left and right in small. Then we'll also give it a margin top of 2 rem. Save it, and before this we'll have the star selector, and we'll give it a margin of 0, padding of 0, and a box sizing of border box. That's it. Now let's select the HTML and give it a scroll behavior of smooth. And before the star selector, I would like to have our root selector, and I will define the variables that we need. The variables would be mainly for colors only. So I'll write primary color as hash ff715b. This is ff, not dd. ff. Then we will need the card gray. The color would be f8, 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 f8. Then we need the primary text. This would be hexadecimal 2c, 2c, and 2c. Then we need secondary text. This would be A799997. This is not strings. We should have the hexadecimal here. A. That's it. Now we'll have the default transition as 0.5 seconds is in out. That's it. These are all the variables that we need. Now our setup is complete. Now let's create the navbar. So now we'll create our navbar. I'll create a new folder here as components inside the source directory, and inside the component I will create a new component, navbar.jsx. I'll write rfc here, and I'm gonna import that component inside this app.jsx navbar. Make sure it is auto imported at the top here. If it is not, manually import it. Navbar, let's check it. Yeah, it's working. So we are gonna create this navbar. Let's do that. Inside the navbar.jsx, let's create our style component first. Styled. It is not auto importing, so I have to write it. Import styled from style components. At the end I will write const nav is equals to styled dot nav, and I'll replace this div with our style component nav. Now inside the nav, first we'll have a brand div. Inside that we'll have our image. So for image we are gonna get the assets. So you can find that assets from the GitHub link. I'll just paste it here. So I've copied the assets. You can see that here. You can grab the assets from GitHub link as I mentioned before. Now let's import the logo. Import logo from assets logo.png, and this logo goes here inside the image logo. The alternative text would be logo. After this div we'll have an toggle div. We'll skip this for now and we'll do this when we are creating the responsive navbar. Now we'll have links. Inside the links we'll have an UL. Inside UL we have li, and inside li we have a. This would be services. Again li a. This would be destination. After destination we'll have offers. After the offers we have the tour. After tour, at the end we have the blog. Inside the blog we have the blog. That's it. Our UL is complete. And after the links div we will have an account info div. Account info, we'll write account. This would have span. We'll have BS person. Okay, so this icon is not being auto imported, we'll have to manually import it from here. Import bs person from react icons and bs. That's it. Now we'll also need another icon, which is IO search outline. This would be from react icons and IO5. That's it. Okay, we have a mistake here. This should be IO search outline. That's it. Now after the span, we'll have another span and we'll write my account, and we'll create a new div after this. This would be search. Inside the search, we'll have our IO search outline component. That's it. Let's check. Okay, we have our markup here. Let's style this. So for styling, let me shrink this. Let's head over to here and we'll first give it a display of flex. Then we'll give it a justify content of space between. Justify content space. Okay, I'll just remove this and write it again. Justify content space between. Then align items of center. Then let's grab the brand, select the image, and we'll just give it a cursor of pointer. After that, we'll select toggle and give it a display of none. We'll switch it back to block when it is in responsive mode. Let's select links UL, give it a display of display flex, gap of 3 rem. After this, we'll give it a list style type of none. Then we'll select li, select a, give it a text decoration of none. That would remove the line. Then we'll give it a color of black. After that, we'll give it a cursor of pointer. Then we'll give it a transition of where default transition, and when we hover over this, we want to change the color of it. Hover color would be where primary color. Let's check it out. Yeah, it's working. You can see that here. Now we just have to style this. So for that, I'll have this side, and we'll leave 1 2 3 4 5 and account info, give it a display of flex, gap of 2 rem. We'll select the account, give it a display of flex as well, give it a gap of I think 0.5 rem, 0.5 rem, give it a cursor of pointer. Then we'll select the search, give it a cursor of pointer as well. That's it. Yeah, everything works fine, and our navbar is created and styled. So now we'll create this home section. So now let's create the home component. We'll write home.jsx. We'll import this into app.jsx. Home. Okay, we have to first create the component out of it. RFC home. That's it. Now let's head over to home. Let's grab the styled from here. Let's copy the logo as well, and copy this not this, the nav. This should be section, and this would be small section. That's it. Let's replace this with section, and this would be hero image. Hero. Okay, we just write hero here. That's it. And let's have the markup now. Inside this we'll have a background. The background would have our image, hero. After this we'll have the content. Inside the content we'll have info. Then we'll have h1, which would have text at its time. Okay, we should write 2 here. It's time to explore the world. After this we have an button. Inside the button we have text as plan your trip. And after this div we have an planner class. Inside that we have form. We don't need any action. Inside form we'll have a row. Inside that we'll have label. We don't need the HTML for. Let's also skip that, and we'll write here destinations, and we'll have unselect. We don't need this. Inside the selection we have option. Don't need this. Copy this, paste it. The first would be Arab Egypt, and second would be Udaipur, India. And after this we'll have another row. Inside that we'll have a label. So label, this would be date, not date, we'll write check-in. After this label we'll have an input of type date. We don't need the name and ID. We'll have another row. Then we'll have a label again. Let's do one thing. We can copy this, paste it, and we can also have the input. This would be text, and value would be coming from a state. So let's create a state. Use state. The default value would be, we'll check it, what was it? Okay, the amount value, which is 500 USD to 10,000 USD, and this would be const value set value equals to useState. And at the end here we'll use that value here, and on change we'll grab the event object and set value as e.target.value. That's it. And after this input, we have another row which would have a button stating discover more. That's it. Markup is done. We have our image and all the text and the inputs here. So let's style this. So first I'm gonna close this, and first give it a margin top of 2 rem. Then give it a position of relative. After that, select background, select the image, give it a height of 90 viewport height and a width of 100%. After this, let's select the content, select the info inside it, give it a position of absolute, and now we'll give it a top of 5 rem, margin left of I think 8 rem would be enough. Yeah. Then let's select H1 and give it a font size of 5 rem. 5 rem. Give it a width, no, not width, but margin bottom. Margin bottom would be 2 rem. Let's skip the button for now. We'll create another component for the button. So let's select the planner, position absolute, bottom would be -2 rem. Then we'll give it the right of 0. Let's switch VS Code to this side. Now let me shrink this more. Okay, right. Now let's give it a background color of white. Then give it a padding of 2 rem. To padding, let's select the box shadow and give it a RGBA 100, 100, 111, 0.2, 0 pixels, 7 pixels, 29 pixels, and again 0 pixels. That's it. We have the box shadow here. After the box shadow, we'll select the form, give it a display of flex, align items of center, justify content of center, and a gap between all of those items as 3 rem. Now inside the form we have the row, give it a display of flex as well. This time the flex direction would be column. Now we'll give it a justify content of flex end, gap of 3 rem. Okay, we don't need the gap and we don't need the justify content. We'll just give it a text align of start. That's it. Now let's select the label, give it a font size of 0.7 rem. I missed it. Then let's select the color where secondary text. Let's select the input and for input let's also select the select with input. Select border of none, width of 100%. Then we'll give it a color of where primary color. Let's give it a margin top of 0.5 rem. Also give it a background color of white, not wheat, white, and we'll give it a font size of 1.1 rem. That's it, it's looking great. Let's give it a border bottom of 1 pixel solid, and the color would be F5 EB E9. Border bottom. That's it. Now let's give it a padding bottom of 0.3 rem. That's it, it's looking great. Now we have to style this, and we have to remove this focus from input. Let's do that. Let's select input colon focus, and we don't need outline, so we'll write outline none. Let's check it. Yeah, it's gone. Then this text here shouldn't be check-in, this should be price range, this one. So let's fix that. Price range, and after that let's fix this icon color. So for that we have to use a specific selector that was input type date. Let's do that. Input type equals to date. Then we'll write WebKit calendar. Okay, it's not correct. WebKit calendar picker indicator. This would be cursor of pointer. Then we'll give it a filter of invert 58%. Then we'll give it a sepia of 69%. Then we'll give it a saturate of 2588%. Then we'll give it a hue rotate as 325 degree. Also we'll give it a brightness, not blurred, brightness of 105%, and we'll also give it a contrast of 101%. That's it, it's looking perfect. Now we just have to style this buttons. For that, what I'm gonna do is I'll create a separate component as button.jsx. Inside components I'll write button.jsx rfc. Let's grab the styled, const btn is equals to styled dot button. Let's replace this with btn, and this should be text. That would be a prop from here, text, and let's have the styles here. First we'll give it a padding of 1 rem and 2 rem. 1 rem is top and bottom, and 2 rem is left and right. We'll give it a background color of where primary color. Then we'll give it a border of none. Select font size as 1.1 rem. Then we'll give it a color of white and a cursor of pointer. That's it. Let's use this inside home. Here I'll import the button, grab this and pass is as text. Remove this. Let's copy this, and at the end here grab this discover more, pass it here, delete this, save it, and yeah, so our home component is also complete. Now let's create this services section. Let's do that. So now let's create the services component. Services.jsx rfc. Let's import that inside the app.jsx. Services, head over to home.jsx, and we are gonna copy this styled and the image. Let's go to home again. From the end we'll copy this, paste it at the end, complete it, change this, and the import would be service 1. Let's copy this, we need 4 of these, service 2, service 3 and service 4. Let's create a data array. Service 1, title, choose destination, description would be copied from here. This is just an lorem ipsum. Now we'll copy this object, paste it 3 times, change this to service 2. The text here would be explore the place. Service 3, start your journey. Service 4, and this would be let's enjoy. Okay, so our data is complete. Now let's have this. We will also give it a services ID. Services. Now we have services here as well. Inside that we'll map our data. Data.map. We'll destructure the image, title and the description. Arrow function, return service with a key as title. Grab the image, service. After this we will have an h3 with title. After h3 we will have p. This would have description. Close this, and that's it. Our markup is complete, and this should be here. Yeah, it is here. Now let's style this. Close this. Let's shrink this more. Style this by giving a margin of 4 rem, not 4 rem, there should be 8 rem and 4 rem. Then we'll select services, give it a display of grid template columns of repeat 4 1fr, Then let's give it a gap of 1 rem. Select the service, give it a padding of 1.5 rem and 2 rem. Give it a text align of center, background color of where card gray, display of flex direction of column, justify content center, and then align items off center as well. Give it a gap of 1 rem. Select the H3, give it a color of where primary text, okay, this should be curly braces. Then select the P, color would be where secondary text. Select the image and we'll give it a height and width of 128 pixels, 128 pixels, width of 128 pixels. That's it. Let's give it a transition of where default transition, and head over to home.jsx and we'll copy the box shadow, this one. Head over to services, we'll write $hover, give it a box shadow, and the color, background color would be white. Background color white. That's it. Let's test it. Yeah, it's working and our services component is complete. Now we will have this destinations. Let's do that. Let's create component named as destination.jsx and write RFC, import that inside here, destination. Head over to destination. Let's head over to services and copy this. Head over to destination. Okay, paste it. Const section is equals to styled dot section. Replace this with section. Let's import the images. First is Cuba, paste it 2 times. Another one is Paris, and we need Japan. Now let's create data. Const data is equals to array of objects. Name would be Cuba city. Image would be Cuba. Copy this 2 times. Replace in this with Paris, Japan, and this would be Japan. Okay, that's done. Now let's create the markup. We'll give it an ID of destination, class name of info. Inside info we'll have h2, top, span, destinations in the world. That's it. We'll have an P. For P, we'll copy this, paste it. After the P, we'll have the button custom component and pass the text as discover more. That's it. Now let's have another div with a class name of destinations. Give it a data dot map, destructure name, image, arrow function, return, and we'll write destination. We'll give it a key as name. Inside the key we'll select the image. Inside image we'll give it image. Source would be image. This would be destination. After image we'll give the name, give h3 as name, and that's it. Our markup is complete. Let's check it. Yeah. Now let's style this. For styling, let's shrink this, shrink it more. Inside here, first we'll give it a display of flex, gap of 5rem, select info, give it flex 1, display of flex direction of column, justify content of flex start, align items of flex start as well. We'll give it a gap of 3rem, select h2, give it a font size of 2rem, select line height as 3rem, select span inside it and give it a color of where primary color. That's it. Let's select the P, copy this, paste it, and we'll just switch this to secondary color. Done. Now let's select the destinations, give it flex 2, double the size. Okay, it's here. Now let's give it a display of flex, gap of 2rem, select destination, give it a position of relative, select image, give it the height of 20rem, select the name, give it a position of absolute, bottom of 0, a height of 100%, width of 100% as well. Then we'll give it a background of linear gradient. This would be 2, bottom. We'll pass ff 14 and 000000 and AE. That's it. We have this overlay here now, this one. Now let's give it a display of flex and flex direction of column reverse, I think. Yeah, text is down. Now let's select h3 inside this, h3, margin left of 1rem, flex direction, no, not flex direction, font size would be 1.5rem, color would be white. Yeah, that's it. So our destination section is also completed and it is perfectly styled. Now we'll create this we are offering section. Now let's create a component named as offer. Okay, select this offer.jsx rfc, import this here, head over to destination.jsx. We will copy this tiled, also an image offer.jsx, head over to destination. At the end we'll also copy this, close this. That's it. Let's replace this with the lighthouse. And we need three icons, which is bi world, from react icons bi, and we also need bs headphones and bs person. Now let's create the data. Const data array, object text, leave it empty for now, icon bs person, and color would be red. That's it. Paste it 2 times. Change this to bi world, this to bs headphones. The color would be yellow and this would be green. Let's copy the text from here. Copy, paste, copy, paste, and again copy, paste. That's it. Now let's create the markup. Pass it id as offer here. Now inside this, first we'll have an image of our lighthouse. Image source would be lighthouse, this would be lighthouse. After this we'll give content, title, this would be h1, copy the title from here. That's it. The content is complete, and after this we'll have an UL. We'll pass this pass a class name of list. We'll use data.map, destructured text, icon, color, arrow function, return. This would be li with a key as text. Inside the li we have div with a class name of icon. This would be template string, and we'll also pass color here. Inside this we'll have the icon. After this div we have a div with a class name of text, and inside that we have h3, and this would be text. That's it, and our markup should be complete. Yeah, it is complete. Now let's style this, shrink this, the end. So what style should we give? First we'll give it a margin of 8 rem and 0. Then we'll give it a display of flex. Give it a gap of 5 rem. Select the image. Give it the height of 35 rem. Okay, that's done. Now we have to style this content. Let me shrink this more. Content title margin 2rem 0. Select H1, give it a font size of 3rem. Select the list. First give it a list type of none. Select li, give it a display of flex. Then align items, center. Select gap of 4rem, margin 4rem 0. Select the icon, we'll give it a padding of 0.5rem, border radius of 1rem. This won't be visible. First let's write red, give it a background color of, I think, FF3010 AA and a color of white. After border radius, give it a display of flex, justify content of center, line items of center, and a font size of 2rem. That's it. Now let's copy this red class, paste it 2 times. This would be yellow and the color would be FFC01E55 and this color would be FF01E. That's it. And this would be green. The color would be 65CE 5455. Copy this. Paste it. That's it. Okay, we have issue in the color. That's it. So this destinations, not destinations, the offer section is also styled and complete. Let's click this. Yeah, it's working. Now we have to create this destinations. This is the tours component. Yeah, so we have to create this. Let's do that. Now let's create a new component named as tours.jsx. Tours.jsx RFC, import into app.jsx. Head over to tours.jsx. Let's head over to service and import this. Not import, copy. Head over to offer, not offer, tours. Let's paste it correctly. Const section is equals to style dot section. Replace this section. This won't be service. Tour 1, copy paste. tour 2, then tour 3, and we'll paste it more 2 times. This would be ellipse 1, ellipse 2, not ellipse 2, sorry, this would be vector 1 and vector 2. This is vector 1. Let's copy this, paste it here, vector 2, ellipse, that's it. Let's create the data. Const data equals to image tour 1, title, price, reviews, 5k reviews. Copy this 2 times. This would be 2 tour 3, price would be 4000, and this would be 3000. Let's copy the names from here. That's it. Our data is done. Now let's create it here. So we'll pass ID as tour, h2, choose your destination. After this, image source would be ellipse, then we have class name of tours. Let's map the data.map, destructure image, title, price, reviews, and we will also need index. We'll return tour with the key of title, then we have image, source would be image, alt text would be tour. That's it. After this, image will check if index triple equals to 1, then we need the vectors. So this would be vectors, image, vector 1, class name vector 1. Copy this, paste it. Vector 2, info, details, h4 title, price details, span, price. This should have a class name of price. After span, we have div with reviews. Inside that we have stars div, Here we'll have BS fill, star fill. Is the component imported? Yeah, it's imported. After this div, we have span dot reviews, not reviews, review, and this would be reviews. That's it. After this div, we'll have a button plus. Okay, so markup is done. Let's check it. Yeah, the markup is here. Let's style it now. Control B, shrink this. Let's give it a margin top of 15 rem. Then give it a margin bottom of 5 rem. Position of relative. Ellipse position absolute. Then give it a right of -5 rem, top of -20 rem, height of 30 rem. Select H2, text align of center, transform of translate vive. This should be -150 pixels. Then give it a font size of 3 rem, margin bottom of 3 rem. Then let's select the tools. Give it a display of flex, gap of 1 rem, justify content of center, margin bottom of 3 rem. Let's select the tour. Okay, I made a mistake. Not this. Select tour, position relative, select %nth of type, second, transform, translate y, -150 pixels. That's it. Let's select the image, height 25 rem, let's select the vectors, vector 1, position absolute, height 8 rem, and top of 0 and the left of -9 rem. Then select vector 2, position absolute, height 8 rem, top 0 and the right of -8 rem. That's it. Select the info. Let's scroll this down and give it a position of absolute, bottom of -30 pixels, then right of 0, background color of white, then display of flex, justify content center, align items center, gap of 1 rem, padding of 1 rem, box shadow should be copied from home. That's it. Let's select the button, give it a padding of 0.5 rem and 0.7 rem, copy, paste, then let's head over to button.jsx and I'm gonna copy this, paste it here. That's it. Our button is also styled. Then let's select details. Inside details, we'll give it a display of flex direction of column, gap of 0.5 rem, price details, display flex, gap 1 rem, dot price, color where primary color, font weight bolder. Let's select reviews, give it a display of flex, gap of 0.5 rem, select stars, SVG, color would be yellow, that should be FFC01E, select review, color where secondary text. Yeah, that's it. So this is styled, and we also need to style this. This is not yet complete. So this is ellipse, ELLIPSE. Why it's not? ELLIPSE. Okay, we forgot to give a class name here to the ellipse. Copy this, class name equals to ellipse. That's it. Yeah, the ellipse is here and it's complete. So this destination section is also styled. Now we have to create this testimonials section. Let's do that. So now let's create a new component named as testimonial.jsx rfc to create the component. Inside app.js, I have already imported this, and let's paste this here. Head over to destination and we will copy this, testimonial. This is not Cuba, this is testimonial 1. Copy this, this is testimonial 2, and same, we need an avatar. Now here this would be section, replace this with section, and we'll give this ID of blog. Now let's have title h1, copy here, paste testimonials, testimonial image 1, image source testimonial 1, testimonial. Do we have a problem with this image? Yeah. Paste. This is testimonial 2. This is also 2. And here we will have testimonial. Inside that we have title, image, avatar, info, h3 cushion sheet. After this we have span, full stack developer. Then we'll have dev, description. This would be p.description, and we are gonna copy this, paste it, and that's pretty much it. Our markup is complete. Why this isn't loaded? Okay, testimonial. Okay, I have imported the wrong component. This is testimonial. That's it. Everything works. Let's try this. Head over to testimonial. Where is it? Yeah. Let me shrink this more. And at the end, first I'll select the title, give it a display of flex, justify content of center, h1, text align of center, then font size of 2 rem, width of 30%. Then we'll select testimonial, display of flex, gap of 4 rem, select testimonial, margin top 4 rem. After that we will have padding of 4 rem and 3 rem. Then we'll give it a height of max content, give it a display of flex direction of column. After that we will also supply gap of 2 rem, and from the home.jsx we are going to copy the box shadow and a border top of 0.5 rem solid, where primary color. That's it. Now let's select title, display of flex, gap of 1 rem, justify content of center, align items of center, select image, height of 3 rem, dot info, span, primary color, description, font size 1.1 rem, line height 1.5 rem, and that's it. Let's go to display none. If it is working, I don't know. Display none. Yeah, it's not working. We need to change the class name. Okay, it is working. I'm sorry. Let's remove this. Yeah, that's it. So our testimonials section is also complete. You can see that. Now we have to create this download app section. So let's do that. Now let's create a new component. It should be named as download app.jsx. Head over to write RFC and head over to app.jsx and download app. Head over to testimonials. I'm gonna copy this, paste it, head over to testimonial again, copy the section style component, replace this with section, and replacing this with Google Play, copy, paste. This would be App Store and this would be screens. That's it. Now let's have the markup. Info h1 download now, travel, community, apps. After the h1 we will have downloads. Inside that, image, Google Play, copy paste. This is App Store. That's it. After this we'll have another image. This would be screens. Also class name would be screens and this would be screens. That's it. So our markup would be complete. Fail to reserve appstore.png. Okay, this should be Apple Store. Yeah, that's it. Now let's style this. So here I'm gonna shrink it, Control B. Let me shrink this more, and inside this we'll give it a height of 25 rem. After that we'll give it a width of 100%. Then we'll give it a margin of 5 rem and 0. Then we'll give it a background of linear gradient to right, and this would be A6 F2 F2 DD18 DD181. So this is DDF181. That's it. So the gradients there. Then we should give it a display of flex. Then justify content of space between. After that, we'll also give it a align items of center, padding of 0 and 10 rem, position of relative, overflow would be hidden. That's it. Now let's select the info, give it a display of flex direction of column and a gap of 1 rem. Then select H1, give it a font size of 3 rem, then give the width of 60% maybe. That's it. Then select the downloads, give it a display of flex and gap of 1 rem, select image, height of 3 rem, down, loads, also a cursor of pointer. That's it. Now after 3 this, let's select the screens, height of 22 rem, position absolute, bottom -2 rem, and right would be 1 rem. That's it. So it is styled and it's looking great. Okay, so now we just have to create the footer. So let's do that. Now I have already created this footer and scroll to top. So I'll show you that. I have already created the component. You can copy it. So we have imported React style components, the logo and the button. Then we have an array of quick links and support links. Then we have a markup. First is the upper footer. In the upper footer, first we have brand. Inside that we have our logo. Then we have our quick links. We have mapped it. Then support links, we also mapped it. Then we have newsletter. Then we have the lower footer and we have styled this. Here we have used the footer tag. We have given it a grid template columns. You can copy the CSS too. This is the lower footer and this is the media query. That's it. Now let me show you that. So this is the footer, this is the upper footer and this is the lower footer. That's it. Now I have already created this scroll to top. Let me show you that also. Scroll to top. I have imported uState here, then the FS chevron icon. Then whenever we scroll and the page height is more than 100 pixels, then we set this visible to true, or else we have this set visible as false. And we have this anchor tag here. Whenever click this and anchor tag, it will scroll to the top of the page and we are giving it a visible of block and none via this visible state. This is the styles. Okay, that's it. So now let's make this template responsive. I'll switch this to responsive mode. And you can see that everything is messed up. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna comment out everything first. We don't need this navbar, home, service, destination, offers, tours, testimonial download app. Footer is already responsive. You can see that footer is responsive. Now let's head over to index.css, and here I have written some styles. So let's first copy the media query from footer, this media query inside index.css, paste it anywhere here, select body, and we'll provide a margin of 0 rem. That's it. Let's reload this. Yeah, is the margin working? We need, okay, we will have this. iPhone X, there is no iPhone X. Let's use iPhone 12 Pro. Okay, now let's go and style the home.jsx. So for that, what we will be doing is, at the end here, we'll select the background, select the image, give it the height of 50 viewport height. Let me do one thing. I'll just shrink this so you can see both of them, and also enable the home component. It is pretty messed up right now. Let's fix that. Image, then content dot info, margin left of 2 rem, then h1, font size of 2 rem, margin bottom of 1 rem, planner position initial, margin 2 rem, form flex direction column, align items flex start. That's it. I think we need to change the display. From where this margin is coming up, we have the margin of 0, let's debug it further. Yeah, we have the margin on body. Yeah, this margin, index.css, did it apply? Body margin 0 rem. Let's give it an important. Yeah, it's working now. Now let's head over to app, not app, yeah, app. So our home is styled. Now we'll style the services. So let's head over to services, and services, where is services? Paste the media query, and yeah, this one. First we'll give it a margin of 3 rem, then services, grid template columns of 1fr. That's it. Yeah, it is also styled. Now what's next? App.js, destination. Let's head over to destination.jsx, and what should be done here? Okay, I know. At the end, destinations, margin of 0 rem, 2 rem, flex direction of column, gap of 3 rem, destination, flex direction of column, destination, this should be destinations, destination image width 100%. That's it. Yeah, it's styled. So let's proceed further. app.jsx, offer, head over to offer.jsx, page down, media query, and what should we do here? I think, yeah, let's first have the flex direction of column, margin 5 rem, 1 rem, gap 1 rem, image max inline size 100%, block size auto, after the image we'll have content, title h1, font size of 2 rem, text align center. After title we have list, li, gap 1 rem, margin 2 rem 0, text h3, font size 1 rem. That's it. So this is also styled. Let's head over to app.jsx, comment tours, paste the media query, and what can we do here? Let's give it a margin of 0 to rem, then we should also get rid of the ellipse, display none, h2 transform, translate y 0 pixels. After h2 we have tours, flex direction of column, gap of 5 rem. After tours we have tour, ampersand nth of type 2, and we need translate y of 0 pixels. After this select button, display none, important, yeah, that's it, I think. Okay, we need to get rid of this vectors. So after this button we'll select image, and let's give it a max inline size of 100% and the block size of auto, and after this we'll select the vectors, give it a display of none. That's it. This is styled. So now let's head over to app.jsx, testimonials and download app both. Head over to testimonials. We need to copy the media query, copy testimonials, paste, and inside the testimonial what should be done. Okay, first we'll give it a margin top of 5 rem. Then title display flex, justify content of center, h1 text align of center, font size would be 1.5 rem, and a width of 80%. After this, we'll select testimonials, flex direction of column, overflow hidden. We'll select testimonial, image 1 and image 2, and give it a max inline size of 100% and a block size of auto. That's it. So this is also styled. Now let's head over to the download app and style this. We need to copy media query, download app, and this should be flex direction of column, height would be max content, gap would be 4 rem, padding would be 2 rem, info h1, font size of 2 rem, width of 100%, screens position initial, height of 15 rem. That's it, and our website is responsive. Okay, so navbar is still remaining. Let's head over to app.jsx. We have much work to do inside the navbar.jsx. What should we do first? Let's have the media queries first. And in here, let's have the state first. Use state, then the icons. The icons would be GI ham burger menu, import from React icons GI, then we need MD close, import from React icons MD. Inside here, first we'll create the state const is nav open and set is nav open is equals to use state false, and we'll write const html is equals to document dot query selector html dot add event listener click, and whenever we click we need to set as nav open as false. I will explain this code in a minute. False. Now here in the nav will pass state equals to is nav open. If it is yes, we will pass 1 or 0. That's it. Now inside the toggle here we'll check is nav open. If yes, we will have the md close component, or else we will have bigi hamburger menu, and whenever we click on this we need to open and close the navigation bar. So md close on click will have an arrow function and will write set is nav open to false, and on the gi hamburger menu whenever we click on this we need the event object, and we need to first stop the propagation, e.stop propagation, then we'll write set is now open to true. That's it. Now all that is do is to style this. So let's go down here. First we'll give it a position of relative, padding of 1 rem and 0.5 rem, give it a z index of 10, then select account info and give it a display of none, then we'll select brand, give it a display of flex, justify content, we don't need to give this, we'll just skip this brand, and toggle display block, and z index would be 1 and the padding right would be 1 rem. Now let's select show opacity of 1, important, visibility of visible, this should be also important, and we also need to give this class here above to the links. This will convert this to curly braces, this would be template string, and if is nav open we'll have the show class, or else we won't be having the show class. That's it. Now at the end, after the show we'll have links, position absolute, overflow x of hidden, then top of 0, right of 0, a width of, let's comment this for now and select the UL, flex direction of column, and text align of center, then give it a height of 100%, justify content of center, select the LI, flex direction of column, then text align of center, height of 100%, justify content of center, then we will so in the LI we don't have the styles. I'll just remove this. Inside LI we have color of white. That's it. Now let's continue here. This would have a height of 100 viewport height, 100 viewport height, then and background color of where primary color, and the width would be state 60% and 0%. That's it. And we'll also give it opacity of 0, visibility of hidden, and a transition of 0.4 seconds is in out. That's it. Now let's check it. Yeah, our navbar is also working. Whenever we click inside here, it will close and move to the section. So our website is fully responsive now. So yeah, thank you for watching this video. If you learned anything from this video, please do like the video and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.